What's going on? VitalSyntax here, and this is some gameplay from the new Scavenger game mode that came out with the Aftermath DLC, which was released today on the Xbox and the PC, although it's been out for about a week on the PS3. Seems like the overall reception and reviews for this expansion have been extremely positive. Most people are saying that this is the best expansion pack for Battlefield, or at least the best one since the Back to Karkan expansion. And I would agree with that in some senses. I really do enjoy this new Scavenger game mode, which I'll talk about the details in a bit. And I also really love these new maps. These are some of the best maps for Battlefield 3 that we've ever seen. Although, with the other expansion packs, I really liked the new array of weapons they gave us, like with the Back to Karkan, when we got things like the L96 or the FAMAS, or when we had the Close Quarters expansion pack, when we got the TAR and the AUG. I really like having new weapons, and I really wish that this game had, or this expansion pack had new weapons, and it does, kind of. I mean, depends on how you define weapons. So there is one new weapon, which is the X-Bow, and there's a couple different bolts for it, and it's kind of interesting, but it's not really, you know, a weapon that people are going to be using outside of messing around with. At least I don't think it will be. And then there's also new vehicles, which in some senses are kind of like a weapon, but they're not completely new vehicles. They're kind of modified vehicles. They're really cool and everything, but I just really wish that they would have given us a new set of assault rifles or some new submachine guns and sniper rifles like they did with the previous ones, because for me that's almost as important as having new maps to play on, as having new weapons to play those maps with. But anyway, let's talk about this new Scavenger game mode, because it is pretty awesome. So let me explain what's going on. So the basis of the game mode is conquest domination. You have a bunch of different flag points around the map, and the flag points capture very quickly, and you spawn in with just a pistol and a squad specialization. So I typically like to use the M93R, which they've balanced a tad bit, or something like the 44 Magnum. So whatever pistol you feel most comfortable with, and then you get one squad perk. Now you don't get any equipment, so you don't get something like a defibrillator or a health pack or an ammo pack or a spawn beacon, so it really doesn't matter which class you play as. And then around the map there are static spawn points, which are in either level 1, level 2, or level 3. And those static spawn points will spawn random weapons, but they're always there. And so for example, if you find a level 3 spawn and it gives you an assault rifle, if you stay by that spawn point, a couple minutes later it's going to spawn another assault rifle or another level 3 weapon. Not necessarily the same one, but usually a different one. So the way they categorize the weapons is level 1 are things like pistols or SMGs, level 2 is things like shotguns or sniper rifles, and level 3 is things like assault rifles, carbines, or light machine guns. It's kind of based off on how easy they are to get kills with. Something like, you know, a pistol is pretty hard to kill somebody with, whereas if you have a light machine gun, it's pretty easy to get a lot of kills with. It's also very, the game is also centered around scarcity of ammo. So whenever you pick up a weapon, you only get about one magazine and an extra one, so the one that's already loaded into your gun. So if you have a 30-round magazine gun, you're going to get about 60 bullets, and you can run through those bullets pretty quickly. You might be able to kill 2 or 4 people, but after that you're going to be out of ammo, and so you got to either find a new weapon or switch to your secondary. You can't pick up people's weapons that you've killed either, so there is a sense of scarcity as far as weapons goes and ammo goes, which is really nice change of pace. So most of the combat and the fights you get in with seems like either one person either you have a pistol or the enemy has a pistol, and it's very rare that you run into somebody that has, you know, an assault rifle or something like that, because those are pretty rare. Most of the spawn points are level 1 or level 2. And the spawns aren't instant, so if you pick up a gun, it's not going to instantly spawn a new gun there. So sometimes it's kind of hard to find a new weapon to pick up. So on top of that new game mode, I've played these maps on other game modes, like your just base Battlefield 3 game modes like Conquest or Rush. And this guy totally got me killed by standing in that doorway. Anyway, or Deathmatch. And in every game mode I played, these maps were just really awesome. They remind me a lot of the Back to Karkan expansion maps, in the sense that there's lots of urban environments, lots of medium range engagements. There are some air vehicles, light air vehicles like the Little Bird, and there's some jeeps and tanks and things like that. But I think for the most part it's a lot of infantry combat. But there is vehicle combat in there too, so it's not necessarily an emphasis on either one. I mean, if we look at the Armored Kill expansion, that was all about vehicle combat. Or if you look at the Close Quarter expansion pack before that, it was all about infantry combat. And this one's kind of a good medium of both of those. And like I said earlier, it's kind of a good mix between those two, and it kind of reminds me of the Back to Karkan map pack expansion. There's also this kind of orange tinge to the color scheme. I mean, that's something that people have complained about in the base Battlefield 3 is the blue tint, so it is a nice change of pace as far as your eyes and looking at the maps and stuff. I personally don't mind it very much, but I can see how people would get frustrated and annoyed by it. I think one of the maps doesn't have this orange tinge though, so on that one it kind of just looks like a normal map. Although I like the orange tint, it kind of gives you that fall autumn feel, and it's very warm, and it also gives you kind of a sandy, dusty look to it. There's also new character models. If you look at the characters, depending on which class you have, the characters actually look different, and they usually have their helmets off. They usually have cuts and bruises and you know, blood somewhere on their armor or on their skin or something like that. So they're kind of based off of this post-earthquake environment, which is also obviously affecting the way the maps look. You have tons of broken down buildings and rubble and things like that. And there's also these aftershocks on some of the maps that kind of give you a little bit of a rumble. It's not enough to be annoying, but it is noticeable. It's actually kind of a cool effect that kind of gives you that sense of being in the middle of an earthquake. So anyway, overall, I'm really enjoying this expansion pack. I think it's given new life to Battlefield, especially for me because I haven't played it in a while. But anyway, if you guys enjoyed the video, feel free to give me a like or a favorite. Let me know in the comments down below what you think about this expansion, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.